So I made chicken soup. I will tell you how I did it. I had a bag of chicken leg quarters I cooked the other 2 days ago in my big crock pot because they were, getting old. And I just cooked it in the crock pot with a bag, and I had some onion, garlic, salt, and peppercorns, and a little bit of like a fresh green jalapeno. I diced that up and put that in there. So, and when I ate it, there's just a tiny bit of heat in the meat, which is what I wanted. So I took the meat out. I took it up. I cleaned it up so it was just meat. I also used a bag of. Notice that. Thank you. These are for a full freezer. I used a bag of this onion, celery, carrot. I got that started in the pot with about half a couple of garlic cloves that I diced up, and a little bit of oil. Got that warmed up. I added 1/4 teaspoon each rosemary, thyme, sage, half a teaspoon of regular salt, a box of chicken broth, just the regular Walmart chicken broth. I used it all up in my curry. Sorry. Oh, here we go. Just regular chicken broth. And a can of tomatoes. I also put a can of tomatoes in the curry I'm making. I'll get into that in a second. So, and then I just basically combined everything, and I let it cook and a bag of vegetables for soup. I'm very particular on that. I like that because it has some weird vegetables in it, like okra and lima beans and other things like corn and potatoes and stuff, and peas. So I did that. I just basically let it simmer half an hour, ready to go, because the meat was already cooked. Super, super easy. Now with the curry, I took the meat off. It was already cooked, and I put it on a plate. The cats got a little bit that was left. Yeah. And I got my curry seasonings, and I keep those in their own little spot. Madras curry powder, 2 tablespoons, 1 teaspoon of ginger, and this is my secret spice blend, a 1/4 teaspoon of chili arbol powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of chipotle chili powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of my old friend, the Kashmiri chili powder, which I like so much. It has its own bag. This is what it looks like. So I put some chicken grease from the pot, and the onions, and I did about 2 more garlic cloves, I think, and 2 more garlic cloves, and about most of a medium-sized onion. Diced it up, and I put the chicken grease and some coconut oil. This is not the finest coconut oil, but it'll do, and it's better than vegetable oil. And I put it in here, and I warmed it up. And once the oil was warm, I added the spices, all the spices, and the salt, and I just kind of let it do its thing in there for about a minute. And then when you smell it, it's very strong, you'll know. You just have to keep it at a very, very low setting. With this stove, I don't ever really need to go past number 2. So once that was like aromatic, I added the chicken, the onions, and garlic, and I just kind of let that do its thing for a couple minutes. I did have to keep adding more, for lack of a better word, grease, the chicken grease and the coconut oil, because it's like the mix just like ate up all the grease. It was very interesting. And then when I was happy with that, I added a can of the tomatoes, just the same things I put in the soup, And we'll show it to you again. Just regular economy brand diced tomatoes. And I had lentils. Now, I like a lot of different kinds of lentils. Those are black lentils in there, by the way. So I put about equal portions. I had the black lentils, the mixed dal, and just the regular plain supermarket lentils. I guess, white people lentils, for lack of a better term. And I mixed that up. I had about 1.5 cups total, and I soaked it. I personally have to soak those lentils because otherwise, the next day at work, I'm getting the cramps, I'm getting the gas. I do not need that. But if I soak it, drain that water, rinse it, and then put it in here, I am good to go. And the nice thing I like about a lentil-based type dish is that it's filling, but it doesn't slow me up. It doesn't give me heartburn, any of those problems, which is surprising with all the spices. But let's give it a stir. And I went with the wooden spoon today. So, yeah, I just got a good amount of water. You don't want it to get too thick right here. So, and what I'm doing is I am just cooking this for about 20 minutes. And then I have just regular frozen vegetables that I'm going to add to it. I'll show you what I like. This is a wonderful regional thing, I guess, for Texas, is that we have these wonderful vegetables. And because I'm not crazy about the green bean and the mixed vegetables, people. So I get this, and I just put like half the bag in there, and let that cook another 20 minutes, and it's good to go. And I always have some of that in the freezer. And I like this too because the onion is already cut up, because sometimes I cannot do onion with my migraines. And I always have tomato products too, and hot sauce. I have 5 kinds of hot sauce. Alrighty, it's very interesting too because before I had some events happen the last couple years. Somebody at my job had a domestic violence murder. I was assaulted on the bus by a guy with a knife. And then this year, I had one bad accident on a bus that almost killed me. And then I had another accident about a month ago. So, these kind of things, not on a bus. That was a trip and fall on a Bible handout of all things. But that's the kind of thing that makes me think about what really matters long term and what I would like to do before God calls me home. And one of my things I like to do is cooking. So there it is. I'll do another small video when this is done. I am going to go eat this. Alrighty.